Roo. Hello. I have a Roo to my right. Want to come around to the left? How's it going? Yo? Can you come up? No? Nothing to offer? It's okay. Yeah. I might get an appearance out of him. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hang in there. We got each other, even if we're alone or have family, partners, kids, everything. Gonna get through this. I have an appointment tomorrow morning for a little telemedicine tune-up with a therapist that I've worked with the last couple of years, so I'm looking forward to that. Got some stuff to talk about, and quite excited to talk to him. It's a good he's a good guy, and it's therapeutic, so cathartic. Yeah, looking forward to that. I don't know how I thought about this. Oh shoot. I could say hold please and go find the cutout I think I have when I was in grammar school, but maybe I'll find that later and we'll do show and tell tomorrow. I did a song on my CD called Silhouette Reverie, and because my brain works in weird ways, I thought back decades about how this, well, not how it all started or was connected or anything, but I just found these weird random dots that I could thread through. 1984, Orwell. I think he was our Nostradamus, right? The Cubs, Van Halen, and started using "Jump" as the opening theme, right? We were a White Sox family, and my dad worked during the day, so my mom was often home if she wasn't working part-time at Penny's, and her and her dad were big Cubs fans, so she would always be watching the Cubs games religiously in the afternoons. So I would just sort of smirk to myself, because here I am in my room or downstairs, like cranking these Van Halen records, and here it is finally coming off the TV, and now it's just so utterly commonplace for, like, you know, any hit single to be in these, you know, in a sports thing, or the carryovers from the broadcast to the commercial and back again. What do you call that? A handoff or something? There's some radio TV term for it, and yeah. Oh, it's kind of cool now because I'm just gonna say this selfishly, like all my Gen X peers are in charge of like all these creative departments at the at the stations and the marketing firms and stuff, so they can actually pick some really good songs. I don't, you know, sometimes you just gotta throw the old classic rock because it's loud and catchy and dumb and it gets everybody pumped up. Hey, there it is. Yeah, so big Van Halen fan, and then I got it in my head that I wanted a keyboard just to knock around on. We didn't grow up with a piano. At one point in the 70s, my mom bought me and my brothers. Do you remember these old like chord organs that were like plastic but kind of big, and they just sat on like a rickety stand, and they had little round push buttons for your chords, and then, you know, it was like maybe 50, 60 keys or something. But the thing was horrible, and it sounded like an asthmatic kitty, like you'd turn it on, and it was like a blower. The whole thing was just a big bellows, I think. It was so stupid. Maybe not. Maybe if I had one now and I played around with it, I'd find something charming about it. But we would just hit at it, you know, play by numbers, put some stickers on the keys or something. None of us took to it. It just sat there. We got rid of it in the garage sale at some point, I'm sure. But those things were so loud and awful. It's just like a fan. You're just heating the basement with the thing. But then I went to one of the catalog stores in our neighborhood. We had a service merchandise, and I get them mixed up where they were. One was at 87th and Cicero, like adjacent, like corner adjacent to the Dominick's that I worked at, and then there was a McDade's. Is that the one that was in Burbank? First big building off of 79th, I think. Is that right? I think so. It was like Toys R Us, Radio Shack, Haywires, and McDade's. I think. I could be totally wrong on this and misremembering everything, but I think that's where it was. I started going in there, and I'm such a geek music nerd. I'd make a beeline for the electronics, right? I'd go check out the stereos that I couldn't afford, play with all the buttons, and see what was new, and just pester the sale. No, I mean, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd just be like, they try to get me to move along. Then they started getting these small keyboards that weren't synthesizers. I mean, it wasn't like a Roland Juno or something, which was out, but they were Casios, and they were starting to sound a little bit better. So I found this one that was like, oh, this is okay. And I'm playing around with it, and I found something that sounded like Jump. And I thought, oh, this is all right. I didn't know how to play it, but I would keep going back, and for like 5 minutes at a time, I would put the volume really low so that no one could hear me. And I would just by ear. Fortunately, it's in C, so it was just all right there. No black keys to worry about. Oh. Uh-oh. Otis just got spooked. There's a whole bunch of construction going on. And yeah. It's all right, buddy. Yeah, I know. They're making the bangy out there. Anyway, I got this keyboard. No, I just, it took me months to like either save up the money. It was probably like graduation money and paper route money and such. I'm gonna put this over here. Oop. Actually, let's do this. Let's go wide angle here. So this is what I ended up buying. I think it's like 49 keys, like half, and they're a little bit janky. Still works. Been carrying it around with me for 35 years. Fun thing to like knock around on and have ideas on. So here's me in the store trying to figure this out. Okay, this is a trumpet or a horn sound. Do I want reverb? Let's try this. All right. I thought I'm getting close. That's not bad. But no, I kid you not. Here's what sealed the deal, right? It's got this simple little graphic EQ, 5-band, and what I did is, I don't know where any of us learned this, but if you had like any of this on your guitar amp or like a pedal, this was like that early 80s scoop that everyone thought they should do to get that like hard rock sound. The joke was on us. I didn't figure it out till years and years later that all the guitar stuff's in the mid-range and you're just you're gone if you're down there. But check out what happens if you play the riff and then you kick in the EQ. And this is where I was sitting there in the store one day, and it was just like the skies parted and the heavens opened up. Now I'm like, all right, now we're into like, this could be an Oberheim, right? This could be John Lord space trucking or something, right? I'm thinking I can do this. All right, let's see if we can do this. Oop. Hey! I'm not a very good keyboard player. So it was that, and then there was some other song from the Asia Alpha record that I couldn't get out of my head, and I found a way to like play it, even like going down the black keys. It's kind of like this octave thing. Yeah, it was cool, man. And then I remember the day I went there with my mom, and she bought it on her card or something, and I gave her the money or paid her back, for a couple months or something. It was great. Yeah. Then when I was writing the song Silhouette Reverie, I wanted a horn part. I wanted a violin part. I love string pads. I love string pads on, and I know Bruce does too, because you hear like Tunnel of Love in those demos that came out on tracks, and it's all that kind of like gauzy, no attack to the notes. It just kind of oozes in there. So I was looking for something for that. I don't even know what. Oh, that's too. See, now I need all that off and just like. It's probably just an octave. I'll have to play it later. Anyway, I had this part, and what I did is I took this and I played it and I ran it through my guitar amp. And this is all in my like 1-bedroom apartment in Uptown. Sitting like this at a computer with like recording software, and ran this 10 feet behind me in the dining room, and just to give it some reverb and like some body, instead of like this 2-inch speaker or whatever the heck this thing is. Oh. Scare Otis. Anyway, I put that on the demo, took the demo into Jay's studio, played on top. No, I had my brother play on top of it. Okay, me and my brother played on top of it. Scott did some drums. I played one of Jay's Gibson acoustics to give it a better tone than the one I had at home. And then that was it. And I took it home, took all the tracks home and finished them. And then I thought, and then I had a friend of a friend in our big little like social bowling drinking group played violin, Renee Chester. I hope I lost track of Renee so long ago. Renee, I hope you are well. I hope you're still playing violin. It would be wonderful to hear that you are, because you're fantastic. Comes over to my apartment. I put a little microphone up. She gets headphones and plays along with the track. I just want the melody line, And she says, "Oh, so beautiful." So I think on the record it's her violin and a little bit of this just sort of underneath to kind of like buttress it. But it's all, she gets the credit for that one. Yeah, it was just a fun experience to go from, the kid in the blue parka in cold weather trudging up to the store to like dream about having this thing, to do something with it. And then I use it on my record, for crying out loud. Yeah, it's fun to connect all these dots and think about how far things have come and everything. Okay, now I'm starting to just long-winded like the chord organ. Didn't sound like that. It was like a low-pitched hum or something. I'll go find one. Probably $5 at a garage sale. Anyway, I'm going to play this song, ostensibly about unrequited love. Probably at this point, with what we're all going through, I'd probably play it and think, oh, it's about me. It's probably about me. No, it's like when Jerry like finally finds the perfect mate, and it's Tracy Nelson, who looks exactly like him. Not true in my case, but I'm just saying, it's probably a little bit of truth to that in everyone. Anyway, let's go play this song, and hope everybody's doing well. Oh man, where's my director to like change the scene for me here? There we go. Yeah, Rue's not here to set up the stage with me. He's down there worried about all the clunky clunks. Do 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 do, 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 do. Holy! What do you think, buddy? Here we go. How about over here? Move this over here. Here we go. Woody! Come on, bud. Do, do, do. Yes. Guess I got the peanut butter. Here you go. Here, bud. Okay, I'll leave it right there. You can come get it. Yeah. Okay, I know. Scary, scary. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Need some Gorilla tape on my heart. I don't have your touch, but you touch me, and I can't see you, but I can picture the hand I won't be holding in my hands. Shuffle clocks and bones, and so the story goes in this one, that one. Now the one to break the dam wide open, and too late, and I didn't know your heart was bound another. Too late, and I saw you in silhouette reverie. Could it have been me? Is it the fault of my dreams that I'm away from you? Bit of grace eludes me yet again. All I wanna keep inside, apple-throated moments. All we need is someone, oh, to bear witness. Too late, and I didn't know your heart had found another. Too late, and I saw you in silhouette reverie. Could it have been? I see music in your soul, a band on your finger. Our two puzzle hearts left undone. Why do I let these feelings linger? next to me? Could it have been me? That last hi Rue, good boy. That last line should have been next to the English major. Could it have been me? Next to me is Rue. Well, over there. Be well, everybody.